Hey everyone, welcome back to Botanicam. Today is Naked Gardening Day. So, you might be wondering, Kate, what do you mean, Naked Gardening Day? Apparently, since 2005, the first Saturday of May has been International Naked Gardening Day. Now, as you can see, this is as close as I'm getting. This is basically skin tone for me because I'm pale. But it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek sort of day and meant to raise awareness of nudist issues and gardening and sustainable living. So today, we're going organic. Not that all of this isn't already grown organically, just, you know, for today's purposes, we're doing organic gardening techniques and whatnot. So, first, you want a good soil. This isn't sponsored, it just happens to be the cheaper one that I found, but Miracle Grow now has an organic variety under the Nature's Care label. This particular one already has, alright, where's the list? It already has alfalfa meal, bone meal, earthworm castings, and kelp meal. Otherwise, you would need to add all or some of that in to the mix. And we might need to do that for this guy. This one should be enough for this bigger one. So, depending. And then you want organic or heirloom, if possible, seeds. So we've got some of those. We also have some just regular, like, wildflower seeds. If you can find them heirloom or organic, that's better. If not, at least the care after they've been planted could be organic. And then these little guys are purple carrots. Well, cosmic purple carrots that are organically grown, and we're going to be transplanting them into the bigger pot along with some seeds. So, in purposes of nakedness, you may or may not want gloves. I just don't particularly like dirt under my nails if I can avoid it, which it's in the gloves. Alright, whatever. There's more surface, you can scoop it easier with these. I don't care at this point. Alright, so. Okay. So this guy is going to be carrots. And this is also kind of an experiment because the last time I used these pots, they didn't really work so well, but we'll see. It's supposed to be a self-watering thing, so you just put the water in there and it waters the plants. So. You take a sharp implement BRB. You get a sharp implement. There we go. Because for some reason, the higher quality one, this one, it's actually soldered in there, isn't as sharp as this one. And yes, you will probably get dirt, like, on you at some point, but you're filling a bucket with a bunch of dirt, so whatever. And if there's big clumps and stuff, just break them up with your trowel or your hands or whatever you're using. Oh, wow, okay. Like this one, for example. Just, you know, give it a crumble. Like that. Welcome back to Kate's Gardening Show, where we fill pots with decaying plant material, and then plant things in them. Decaying plant material and critter poo. That would be like the most watched show ever, probably. Now, if you have an excess of just soil laying around, that's fine. In which case, you can skip the whole going to the shop and getting some dirt. Just like... There's a water jug there, apparently. And so we want to get it to be about, like, here. So just fill the bucket, basically. At which point, can I just fill the bucket? Nope. No, it's too heavy to do that. And in case, you know, anyone's at Home Depot or Armstrong or Lowe's or wherever it is that you're getting your supplies, and you see the, what is it, Miracle Grow for vegetables thing, that is the same parent company. That's Miracle Grow, like this is, but it's just the Nature's Care ones that, I think all of them are in a green bag. It's just Nature's Care that's organic. The rest of them still use chemical fertilizer and stuff. And by virtue of there being worm poo and everything else in here, it does kind of stink a bit. But you're planting things. Decomposition smells funny. Okay, so we're getting closer there. Let's get you closer so you can actually see what's happening. Sort of. And then we put the gloves back on. In case it wasn't obvious, this is naked gardening because it's gardening without the chemicals. Just putting that out there. So, back to the plants. Okay, so now you have your soil of choice and whatnot. And we're gonna dig a spot right in the middle, because we've got some carrots, got these guys that are already growing, and as we did in the last one, just kind of loosen up the soil a bit. It's kind of dry for these guys, and there's some extra leafy bits that need to get taken off that I forgot to do before I started filming. Alright, so it's all cleaned up. This little dude's gonna need some water, which is fine because we're gonna get some water to him in a little bit. Just, you know. Ooh. Just pop that little dude in the middle there. And we're sticking this guy in the middle because the cosmic or purple carrots or rainbow carrots, however you call them, kind of grow a lot. They grow to normal carrot size, if that makes sense. I will stick the other guy over here just to know what he is. Putting the label back in there. It's really time for these little guys to be transplanted, because if you can see, the roots are starting to curl a little bit. So transplanting the carrots, or really any plant that you're working with, allows the root system to expand and not just kind of go in on itself. And actually, I thought I was working with just like one, maybe two plants, but each of these is its own unique one. Okay. Just needs further investigation. Alright. So, if we break this little clump apart, not, you know, pulling it, just, you know, it kind of wants to go apart. You can see the little carrots in there. So these guys seem to want to stay together, so I'm gonna let those stick around together because they're all wound up tight as it is, and I don't want to hurt them, which tells me they probably just put a whole bunch of seeds in one little pot and sold it to people, which is fine. Not all of them germinate. Okay, so there's that little guy over there. And then these two are two more. And knowing how the cosmic carrots grow, we'll just stick that little dude in like so. And this guy over there. Okay. So, which tells me that this is planted the same way. In here, we have some heirloom carrot seeds. So, first, do the Parisian ones, that one. So we're just gonna do some rainbow in here. Ah, there you are. Which look like this. See? Rainbow. Alright, well, apparently naked gardening was too hot for the camera and it shut off. So it's been about half an hour or so. The light's fading, so there's a porch light that got turned on, and we'll keep it rolling. In the meantime, I finished planting the carrots in this one. Just a matter of dig a small hole, like you have the seeds in your hand, dig a small hole. If we can get it so y'all can see what I'm actually doing. There we go. Okay. So you have the seeds in your hand, dig a small hole, pop them in there about an inch down, cover it up, and then you're gonna want to water. The problems of only having one camera are quickly becoming apparent. And then you're just going to want to water the entire thing. Now, for this guy, there's the little spout bit on the side. I would suggest watering the top and then, like for maintenance, doing it from the side, because otherwise the little seeds up here are going to have a hard time getting water. So, ow. So that is part one. Part two is over here. Also, in the interim, I filled the trench we're working with right now. So for this, we're gonna do a mix of all of these. And then these are already open. All right. So, in case y'all were wondering, those tiny little dudes in there, which you can probably see easier on the actual packet now that I'm thinking about it. Ooh. Or not. Those are viola seeds. These guys. And they are heirloom. They are also from last year. So we've got these guys. Okay, so the bachelor buttons are for this year, and then we'll just get some general wildflowers. It's a pollinator mix, so we'll see what comes out. And while these ones aren't necessarily heirloom or organic like the other two are, they are good for the area and for the pollinators they're in. So just give those a little mix and have a little, make ourselves a little mini meadow. Alright, so alright, So you can do this a couple of ways. As you can see, I'm doing the trench method, which, you know, I don't think is actually termed as a trench method. I'm just calling it that because of obvious reasons. At which point you just have a separation in the soil, and then you drop some of your little seed friends in the soil at strategic intervals. Now, we might end up having to transplant some of these guys at a later date when they actually get established to like thin it out so that they all actually have space. But for right now, that looks pretty good. Alright, and then you just want to cover them up, pat it down, make sure they're all nice and happy in there, and then, as with any other thing, give them some water. So you can use a hose or a watering can or anything. And you want to get the soil wet so it settles. You might need to add some extra to the top after it settles because it's a little bit lower here than in other areas. But for right now, it's alright. And the watering also lets the seeds just kind of jumpstart with the rehydration process, because if you notice, when you get them in the seed packets, they've all been dried out. So the whole water is life thing, yeah, in a big way. So this guy is all set. So now you've got your plants, they're all planted and stuff. I would do a demo of this next step, but I already did it, so it's kind of overkill. But there's bone meal and fish fertilizer. That's basically ground up fish that smells as you would expect it to, and ground up bone matter that acts as a really good liquid fertilizer if you mix equal parts of those two and I think kelp extract with water